Good morning, YouTube. All right, we're starting in on the cab to try to get it repaired. That's going to be the majority of the work for the body. I mean, the bed's going to be some work too, but the majority work's the cab. Everything on it is curved one direction or 12 directions or every direction. It's a pain. And you can't buy very many panels for it, and the ones you can buy are really expensive. So we are making most of the pieces out of 20 gauge sheet metal that I have. So it's going to take a while. But I think I've already updated you, but I'm going to let you look at it again. The Power Wagon chassis is almost 100% complete. The only thing I'm missing is the winch. I need a muffler. I have the tailpipe and the downpipe. I just need a muffler. And I got another cab mount and bed mount, that bolt there. They're sitting on the bench. I just haven't put it on. So it runs, which I think you've seen. If you haven't, there's a short somewhere with it. Anyway, yeah, custom built gas tank, you know, all that stuff. You've seen it all. That to me was the fun part. I like mechanical stuff. The body work, not so much fun, but we're gonna do it because I want to drive this thing. In order to drive it, I need a cab because it's gonna ride rough. I can't sit on the frame, I'll bounce off. So I already passed this little spot a while back. I still got to do some welding on it and finish cleaning it up. I made that piece yesterday because this was rotted out. I still got to trim it off, and then I got to build the interior pieces. There's like a 90 piece that gets run through the shrinker and get a little bit of a bow in it, and then there's a top piece that's rotted. And then we got to come down here. The inside part of that's rotted. The back of the cab right here is rotted, which this won't be too bad of a fix, I don't think, as long as the metal underneath of it's good. It's got some floorboard issues. Somebody hacked the crap out of the seat frame to put sliders in it back in the day. There's a bunch of extra holes drilled in the dash that I got to weld shut. We got this roof seam fixed. It ain't rusted no more. I built all new metal to put in it. And then I'm just going to do away. So it's fully welded 100% all the way across for structure. I'm not going to put the seam back on it. There's like a little thing that goes on the top. I just feel that it's a water trap and it's just going to rot it out again over time. So I'm just deleting the seam. I'll let the water run off. Life's good. It's going to spend its life inside of a building anyway, at least while I own it. So last night I put a layer of Duraglass on it. We're going to sand that down, and it should be good. We got some work up here to do. We got to fix some windshield areas. The cowl vent needs some repair work. The firewall's got 600 holes that are extra in it, but people's putting it over the years to run crap into the cab, I guess. This center hump piece right here, looks like somebody drilled the holes with a chisel. That's always nice. So I got to go back through all those screwed up holes, grab a step bit, blow a hole through it to make it round again, weld a little disc into it, grind it smooth. Yeah, the whole roof's probably going to need a skim coat of body filler because at one point in this thing's life, people were walking on the roof. There was like angle iron braces underneath the roof and crap. They had it so smashed. I mean, I beat all the big dents out of it, but it's still a little wavy. So I'm probably gonna have to put a little skim coat of filler on it just to make it look decent. And yeah, but follow along and we're gonna get this body fixed. Hopefully the cab only takes a month or so. And we can get it sitting back on the frame. And I think the other pieces will go fairly quickly. So we should have a cab and a front end, I'd say by the end of March. That's my plan. And then a bed by the end of April, something like that. And then maybe we can go to paint in May. Truck might be done in June, hopefully. We'll see. All right, just follow along and I'll bring you along. Thanks. All right, we're moving right along on this cab. I I got this stitched in there. I showed you that piece there already, but I got a couple more tack welds on it. I still got to fully weld it out, obviously. We got the inside little lip made, and then we've also got this piece made that we're getting ready to weld in there. Those were spot welded together originally. So I've got this little tool here that punches holes and makes flanges. We'll take the piece out that's sitting in there now. We got to punch holes in that bottom flange, and then we'll clean up the paint and the rust around everything, and we'll get that piece in there. But those holes will allow us to plug weld the holes just like kind of like a spot weld, and hold those flanges together nice and tight. So I guess I need to climb inside the cab and get that piece out of the way real quick, punch the holes and grind some stuff up. So I wish there was a way to set you guys up so you could see what I'm doing. Bear with me for just a second. All right, I think I got you set up kind of where you can see it. I wish these GoPro cameras would zoom, but they do not. So it is what it is. One of these days I'll get me another camera, one that zooms. Climb right in through the floorboard here. All right, here I am. Inside the cab. Oops, sorry. All right, first thing I'm gonna do is get this piece back down out of the way. We might need to put a little bit of shrinkage in that to get that to bow the way it's supposed to, and we'll do that. First things first, we'll use this little guy thing I showed you here, and we'll just plop us a few holes. Nothing crazy, but we got some holes in there now that we can plug weld everything to. I think what we need to do though, see, this is kind of, it's hard to see it from there, but it's kind of radiused, which in turns this piece is not going to work out. So we need to get in here and we need to stretch this back flange out a little bit and get this piece to bow. So let's go over to the shrinker stretcher real quick, and we'll stretch that just a little bit, just enough to give it some bow. And yeah. Grab you guys and bring you over here. Whoop. Tilt you down. So this is the shrinker stretcher. So this one stretches, that one shrinks. So in order to get this to bow this way, we need to stretch this flange out. It'll bow. We don't want to go too far. Boy, these things really move some material, so we just want to ever so slightly step on it. Just till we get some bow in it. And we've got some in it right there. Let's go just a fuzz more. Like I said, light steps. These came from Harbor Freight. They're great. I don't remember how much they were. They were cheap. And I built this stand out of just some random materials, and working out good so far. So we've got some bow on our piece now. I don't know if you can see that. It's a very slight radius. So now we can go in and see if it actually fits a little better. And if it does, we can get it tacked in. So let's get some leads hooked up here. This thing's not easy to climb in and out of. Let's just get that unwrapped. Put us a ground on there. Throw our stinger up in there. So we have it. We'll grab our gloves and our hood, throw it in there. And you guys can call me crazy all you want, but I love Harbor Freight. Especially for the tools that you don't use every day. They're actually pretty decent stuff. I've never really had any issues with them. The guarantee is fantastic. So, yeah. don't shy away from it, man. Save yourself some money. You got to stretch every dollar you can. So let's put on some muffs, some safety glasses. This might be a little loud. We'll grind some. Grind some of that paint off. And we'll check fitment of our new piece here. I got a little piece up there in the way. Yeah, that's better. See how it kind of follows? You guys can't see that, I'm sorry. There's no way. Not with the way that's built. But, all right, so now we'll tack this piece in and get it all set. And this is pretty much how you do the entire truck. I mean, you just got to make pieces, make them fit, and you got to know in your mind, especially for somebody like me that's not a body man. I'm a welder fabricator, but there's a long stretch between a welder fabricator and a freaking sheet metal worker. So, yes, I know how to weld. Yes, I know how to fabricate, so you can do it. It's just, you're never gonna get it perfect. And at the end of the day, this truck's 70-some years old. If it's not completely perfect, it's okay. I just hope that the people realize I'm trying to put some of this old iron back on the road because I care about it. And I think it's some of the coolest history we've ever had. Yeah, that's what I wanna do. So let's get it tacked into place. I really need 023 wire and a smaller MIG welder, but like I said, I'm not a sheet metal worker, so I don't do this stuff enough to waste the money and time buying that equipment, and that's just the way it is. There's our plug holes welded. Now there's a little flange in here. We'll come in here with a flap disc and smooth that off flush with this. And but yeah, let me go ahead and finish tacking this stuff down. And another thing is too, you're going to grind all this smooth, and then once the truck's back together, there's a window that goes in here and a beauty ring that covers all this, and then there's also a headliner that covers all this. So you don't have to make it as perfect as the outside of the body where everybody's going to see it. You want it to be structurally sound and decent, but it don't have to be perfect. Like the original piece here, this was also curved. This cut right here was curved with that. There's no need to do that. You're going to put a trim ring on that, and then you're going to put a headliner on it. You're never going to see that curve. It was rotted out, and I don't want it to be rotted, so that's all you got to worry about. And other people can call me wrong and make it perfect, whatever, but they're body men. I'm not, never claimed to be, and it ain't something I ever wanted to get good at. because it's not fun work. I don't know how people do it every day, but it's rewarding, that's for sure. But is it fun? No, not really. So we got that piece all tacked in. Like I said, we still got to grind this flange here, smooth with that flange. We got to kind of do the same thing down here. We'll have to cut this piece out. The bottom, this outside's good, so we don't have to replace it like we did here. We got to cut right along that seam right there. Get this piece out of there. I've got a new piece already. We'll get in there. But I might have to fix some of this too underneath there. I can't tell because I haven't been in there yet. So we are moving along with the body work, and I will keep throwing in little bits like this hopefully throughout the thing. It's really challenging to get you guys in here to see this because I don't want my camera in the weld spatter and stuff. So I wish I had zoom, but one of these days I'll get another camera so I can show you guys a little more detail and stuff. But like I said, by all means, if you have any questions, I hope I can answer them. And if not, maybe I can find you the information. And yeah. So this is it. 1947 Power Wagon, working on the sheet metal, trying to get it back to as close as new as possible. Like I said, it's never going to be perfect. It's 70-some years old, and I'm not going to put $1 million in it. Because at the end of the day, I really want to drive the thing. I don't want to just leave it set in the garage and stare at it when I come out here. I want to drive it. So let me we'll let you guys go for just now. I'll bring you back here in a little bit when I get a little farther and give you some updates, and we'll catch you guys here shortly. All right, the rear window area is repaired. See if I can get you a video of that. There's the upper part, lower flange, and then this is repaired. No more rust hole there. So rear window is repaired. You kind of seen how I did it. Like I said, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just guessing as I go. The next step is going to be these rear window area, these front window areas. Let's see if you can see that rot hole right there. It's not terrible, but here's a little flange here, a little bit there. We just got to cut some areas out. This area down here is pretty rough. And then we got to move on to the cowl vent area. We're getting there, one step at a time. Eventually, we'll have the cab done. Once the cab's done, the rest of the body work won't be that bad. This is just the hardest piece of the puzzle. So I'm going to keep on chugging along, and I'll bring you back as we make some progress. All right. Check it out, YouTube. We are still working on the cab. We do have a lot of the stuff repaired. I think I went over some of it already. I'll try to edit that and maybe go around it so you don't get a repetitive, but sometimes I'm going to miss things because I'm not a very good editor right now. I'm working on it. Anyway, so we do have the bottom lip fixed on the cab. I have all 4 cab mounts repaired. I have the whole back window frame repaired. I have this side of the upper floor pan repaired. I have the header panel in and repaired. We have the cowl vent area repaired. The firewalls had 26 extra holes in it. Those are repaired. So yeah, we are moving along. Hopefully within the next week or so, the cab will be done and ready to start putting filler on. I'm going to try to minimize the use of filler, but this thing looks like it was in a hailstorm about 45 years of its life. It has dents and dings everywhere. I'm going to try to knock some of them out, most of them out. But obviously it's inevitable. 70-some years old, it's going to need some filler. I hate it. I hate using filler, but this thing's not going to live outside anymore. It's going to stay right here in this building until I take it out on nice days. So it will be just fine. Yeah, so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and stop this video right here. I'll bring you along for some more of the repairs in the next video. But hopefully within a few weeks, this cab will be setting on the frame and we can start working on putting the nose together and getting those parts all fixed up. We do have to put a hinge in the hood. The ends of the hinge are missing. You can buy a repair kit for them. but it's $45 for a repair kit. You still got to remove the hinge. You still got to cut and weld everything. Or you can buy a whole hinge for 95 bucks and just rivet a new one in it. So that's what I'm going to opt to do. Yeah, so without further ado, please comment, subscribe. We're moving up there. We're getting closer and closer to that 500 mark. Please help me get there. And then our next goal after that will be 1,000. I'm really happy you guys are following along. And please tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell everybody to subscribe. Anybody that's into this kind of stuff, welding, fabricating, working on old junk. I'm going to try to add some knowledge that I have out there, and hopefully I can help some people. And maybe I won't know some stuff and you guys can help me. So let's just work together. And if you got any questions, like I said, drop them down in the comments. I will reply to all my comments. I read every one of them. And I really appreciate you guys signing in. We'll catch you guys on the next one.